In Middleton, Tennessee, a big discovery has been made with some old-fashioned digging and metal detecting. A few small-town guys finally know the truth to one of their childhood stories.
When I was probably 7 or 8 years old, my great grandfather would tell me stories about the maneuvers coming through Middle Tennessee.
In 1943, Davis Landreth's great-grandfather had owned a hayfield that many U.S. planes would fly over while practicing drills.
And then it came to this story of the airplane.
A plane that had unfortunately crashed into the hayfield.
And it was doing its maneuver and went straight into the ground.
This story was fairly known to the folks in town, but Charles, a neighbor of Landreth, was more curious than others.
Charles and I were working on a fence one day, and Charles comes up and he says, "Hey, do you know the story of the plane?"
They then decided to look for the old airplane with the help of Keith Secura and his metal detector.
Keith and Charles went out with a metal detector, started digging. About 3 days later, they say, "Hey, we found it." Charles called me at home one night and he said, "We found it."
They had found various pieces of the plane, some small items.
This is a motor that controlled, maybe one of the ailerons or the rudder or something. But as you can see, it still spins.
Two not so small items.
On this particular night, I was down in that hole about 3.5 feet deep, and I saw this base piece. I saw it from about right here to right here.
Secura had found a section of the plane's propeller and did not stop until he fully uncovered it.
Just for this piece took me 4.5 hours to get out.
From an old childhood story, Landreth will hear from his great-grandfather to find actual evidence. He is extremely happy to find out for himself that the story is true, and he believes his great-grandfather would think the same.
He would not say "great job" or "I'm glad you guys found it." And like I said earlier, it would be "I told you so," but he would be very happy.
The three men plan on donating some of the airplane pieces to the Smith County Heritage Museum and keeping some of it for their own story to tell.